Okay, it says we've gone live. Down here you can see the minutes clicking along.
ได้เยอะมากเพียงแต่ที่ผ่านมาเราเคยคุยไหมครับว่าจะเลือกคนทำงานด้วยกันคนนี้นิสัยดีคนนี้มีนิสัยไม่ดีเราไม่เคยหยิบมันมาคุยนะทั้งที่มันเป็นประเด็นที่โคตรสำคัญอะ
มีข้อสังเกตหนึ่งว่าแต่ว่าในสังคมไทยอะเรามักจะไม่ค่อยเชิดชูคนที่นิสัยดีหรอกแต่เราจะเชิดชูคนที่สำเร็จมากกว่า
มันเป็นแบบนั้นมานานแล้วครับเราคงเปลี่ยนสังคมทั้งสังคมไม่ได้แต่คนทุกคนก็รู้สึกอย่างเดียวกันเนาะเราอยากทำงานกับคนที่มีอุปนิสัยดีแต่ก็คงจะเถียงกันไม่จบไม่สิ้นว่านิสัยดีแปลว่าอะไรนะครับสำหรับเฮียคือนิสัยดีคือทำงานให้เกียรติกันและกันแต่แน่นอนว่าความเป็นมืออาชีพอันต้องมีนะครับไม่ได้หมายถึงว่าต้องหน่อมแนมน่ารักกันตลอดไม่ใช่แต่ว่าให้
เมืองเวียงซ่าอันนี้ทำโอ้ทำตัวออกมาแล้วเมืองเวียงซ่าอันนี้ทำโอ้ทำตัวออกมาแล้วเวียงซ่าอันนี้ทำโอ้ทำตัวออกมาแล้วเวียงซ่าอันนี้ทำโอ้ทำตัวออกมาแล้ว
Okay. It says we've gone live. Down here you can see the minutes clicking along.
ได้เยอะมากเพียงแต่ที่ผ่านมาเราเคยคุยไหมครับว่าจะเลือกคนทำงานด้วยกันคนนี้นิสัยดีคนนี้มีนิสัยไม่ดีเราไม่เคยหยิบมันมาคุยนะทั้งที่มันเป็นประเด็นที่โคตรสำคัญอ่ะ
มีข้อสังเกตหนึ่งว่าแต่ว่าในสังคมไทยอ่ะเรามักจะไม่ค่อยเชิดชูคนที่นิสัยดีหรอกแต่เราจะเชิดชูคนที่สำเร็จมากกว่า
มันเป็นแบบนั้นมานานแล้วครับเราคงเปลี่ยนสังคมทั้งสังคมไม่ได้ แต่คนทุกคนก็รู้สึกอย่างเดียวกันเนาะเราอยากทำงานกับคนที่มีอุปนิสัยดี แต่ก็คงจะเถียงกันไม่จบไม่สิ้นว่านิสัยดีแปลว่าอะไรนะครับสำหรับเฮียคือนิสัยดีคือทำงานให้เกียรติกันและกันแต่แน่นอนว่าความเป็นมืออาชีพอันต้องมีนะครับไม่ได้หมายถึงว่าต้อง
yes so that try to use those you'll want to copy the stream as settings option you click key into one problem that a lot of people get you want to make sure that you put your title and your make sure that you're live so one thing that you can put everything else down and then so you can just click on that
Welcome back to this channel, and it comes to your OBS. So it is seen from here. You can see that I've created. Now, if you do not create a to your what to add audio, have created a video capture device. Now, video capture is anything that has to do with a camera. Okay, so currently you can see that this video capture, the only video capture device that's connected to this PC is my webcam, the HP webcam. I just took my passport quite long, so my hair is all off. So now you click on OK. Now you can stretch this video to full the entire screen. This PC is my hair is all. Right click on the video to screen. Be on the OBS live stream. I want to add a video capture device, which is a.
Do you want to live stream your security camera feeds to Facebook? You also got OBS stands for Open to be screen recording your an HDMI camera or an analog camera as or recorded. Right now this is black because we don't have any sources. Frame rate down here. So right now we have the during a live stream bitrate. This is going to be mind for this. Play around with these numbers a little bit. That you've chosen. Okay. And now stream in as well. But honestly, just leave this at the default 160. You're not going to need anything more than that. And at the bottom, we're just going to click OK. So far, everything that we've done in OBS is going to be the same regardless of the method of streaming that you've chosen. Now, as we start to build up our stream and set up our media sources, this next part is going to be different for each method. So first, let me show you how to pull in your IP security camera's RTSP feed. The first thing we're going to do is come down here and click on the plus button to add a new source. This source is going to be a media source. So we will click that. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it IP security camera and click OK. And now we have the properties for our new media source. By default, local file is selected, but we don't want local file because we are going to be streaming via the network. Network buffering, we are going to turn this up to 8, and reconnect delay, we're going to turn this all the way down to 1 second. Feel free to check use hardware decoding when available if you do have some good hardware in your computer. Now we just need to add the input. Now this is going to be your RTSP address. The RTSP address is going to depend on the type of camera that you're going to be streaming. For instance, the camera that I have today is a UniView camera, so I'm going to type in the UniView specific RTSP address. And here is what that looks like. Now, it may look confusing at first, but don't let this scare you. All you need to do is swap out those color-coded variables with your own information. Your username, your password, your IP address, your RTSP port, which I will show you how to find momentarily, and your stream. Most of the time, this is going to be 0 for your main stream. However, you can also pull in the substream if the main stream is having video issues. The example there is what this might look like if my camera was on the IP address 192.168.1.180. And in this instance, it would be pulling in the substream. We can also use the RTSP stream to pull in cameras off of an NVR. This is what that would look like for UniView. In this example here, we would be streaming the substream of the third channel of the NVR found on 192.168.1.180. Now that's UniView. At this time, we do carry 2 other product lines, R series and H series. So let me show you what this would look like with those cameras. First, here is an R series camera. It's a lot simpler than the UniView RTSP feed. All you need here is your IP address, your RTSP port, and the number there for your stream. Again, 0 for main and 1 for sub. If you want to stream cameras off of an R series NVR, all you have to do is swap out that C1 with whatever channel you'd like to stream. Again, in this example, we are streaming the third channel. Finally, if you have an H series camera from us, or even if you have a Hikvision camera, this is the RTSP address that you'll type in. The only difference with H series is that instead of 0 for main and 1 for sub, our stream variable would be 01 for main and 02 for sub. And again, if we are streaming an NVR, we can swap out that 1 at the end for whatever channel we'd like to stream. And once again, in this example, we are streaming the substream of channel 3. If you have a camera from another brand, you can always try one of these to see if it works. If you're still having trouble, you may just need to contact your distributor to figure out what the specific RTSP address is for your cameras. So here is the camera that I'm going to be streaming today. I'm going to come in here and click Setup. I'm going to click Network and Port. Under port, we can see our RTSP port is 554. That's the default for most cameras. If you have an R series or an H series camera, it's probably also going to be 554, but it's always nice to double check. So an input, here is the RTSP address that I'm going to type in. First, and this is going to be the same for pretty much any IP camera, RTSP://. Next, we are going to add in our login credentials, which is for this camera, admin is the username, then :1234567A!! After this, we are going to hit the @ sign and then type in the IP address of our camera, which in this instance is 192.168.122. After the IP address, we are going to pop in another colon and type the RTSP port number, 554. Then /media/video1. And that's all that we need to type in here, and we are going to click OK. And there we go. Our RTSP was pulled into OBS, And you can see that since we do have a 1080p base resolution, in other words, this monitor right here is 1080p, we do have some adjustments to make because the security camera that we're streaming is higher than 1080p. So I'm going to grab these resizing handles here, and I am just going to drag the security camera down to fit inside this window. We're downscaling the security camera to 1080p, and then once we stream it, remember we did set our stream resolution to 720p, so it's going to downscale it even more. But now this camera is ready to stream. Let me show you another way of getting this camera in. So we're going to come in here to add media source. We're going to click display capture and click OK. Now we can either capture the cursor or not. I'm going to unclick that just so our cursor is not floating around on the screen somewhere. This works best if you have two monitors. I don't have two monitors, so once I minimize this, I'm not going to be able to see what we're recording. But if I kind of drag the window out of the way there, you can kind of see, let's click live view and OBS. So you can see that I'm able to stream my screen here with all of the intelligent markers available. This does have the downside of taking up real estate on your computer. Again, unless you have a second monitor, which is nice to have for something like this. Or, as I mentioned earlier, if you do have a dedicated computer just for your security cameras, you could do that as well. But the way I like to do this is by streaming my NVR. And to do that, again, I have the HDMI capture card connected here. I have this works best if you have two resizing handles here, and I am just going to type the RTSP port number 554. Then /media/video1. And that's all that we need to type in here, and we are going to click OK. And there we go. Our RTSP was pulled into OBS, and you can see that since we do have a 1080p base resolution,